very good afternoon to you. It's lovely to have your company here at Hochanda this afternoon. In fact, hopefully you were with us this morning. You can stay with us throughout the evening as well. Now, we do have Julie with us, of course, one half of Scarlet Rose, the second hour today. I'm going to say good afternoon to Julie right now.
Hello.
How are you doing, Julie?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Lovely. You've brought some beautiful samples in with you today.
And as Adam said this morning, something on a twist.
Oh, do stay with us.
He said.
Stay with us. Yes, let's see what that twist is. If you didn't catch the show early, you can catch that on rewind. But of course, staying with us now, we're going to go through those items again. Let's start right here. We've got a new today. We've got filigree flutters for you. Now, this is a really good deal for you. Now, we do have the stamps. These are beautiful stamps as well. I'm going to show you a board so you can see exactly how these stamp out. We've also got the layering peel-offs. Now, Julie, when it comes to the layering peel-offs, and again, I've got some boards to show, but these are great because you can use them as they are singularly, or you can double them up, or you can triple them. Yeah. You know, they will layer beautifully.
You get three effects out of one. So you've got your base layer, which looks like it's sort of slightly Art Deco-y, which is the gold one on the end. Then you've got the black lacy, which is it is what it is. It's a black lacy see-through butterfly. Pretty. But then the trick is to layer them together. And if you get a close-up on that, you'll see that the gold base layer is shining through the black. Oh, so you've got two out of one. Yep.
That's so effective, isn't it?
It's just sort of a layering peel-off. I don't believe anybody else has done that, because that was my idea.
Oh, very nice indeed. And I've got a piece of acetate here as well. I'm just going to spin that card around, actually, so that we can see them on the acetate as well. So you could use your alcohol inks, you could use your markers. In fact, we have got a sheet, I believe, Julie, here, that has been used with just that alcohol markers.
Yeah, that's, if you want to hold the coloured one up here, as you say, that is just the front sheet off the stamps. So we don't waste anything. So pull the stamps off and put them on another piece of acetate, and then use the black images and decorated them up. I mean, I haven't cut them out, but you could cut those out then and make solid. Yeah. So don't waste even the carrier sheets from your stamps. I mean, when we bought it to you previously, it was part of a whole kit in one, but that went so fantastic we decided to split it up now so you can restock individually.
Wonderful.
So,
well, it is a great deal, isn't it?
Sorry, interrupting.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic deal, because you've already got that saving there of £4, but there's an addition to this as well. If you are going for this bundle, you're also getting free, and these are worth £8.75. You are getting 5 sheets of the lacy black butterflies there, with, of course, those dragonflies as well. They are stunning, aren't they? Absolutely beautiful. And these are big sheets as well. They look, they're actually bigger than that, aren't they, those sheets?
There's 17 on each sheet.
Wow. That is a really good buy, isn't it? Item number 214265. Do you know, and you can stretch that as much as you like, depending on how you layer these up. Of course, use these with your cards, use them on your acetate, as we've said. You could, I presume you could put them onto acrylic and front
pop
covers
them
of books and things like that.
Glass, little LED ceramic candles, as we were saying, bottles. If you were given a bottle of wine, you could do butterflies all around the wine, nice. on plain vases. If you were giving like a little cheap vase with flowers in, then put all your butterflies around the vase as well, so you can sort of jazz up other things.
Very pretty indeed. So don't miss out on those. Now that's to get started, but wait to see what we've got coming up next, because we have got the open book die set for you. Let's change the details, and I've got boards again to show you here as well. Now, this was very busy earlier. We did say, didn't we, Julie, that there's a little bit of a twist that we're going to show as well this afternoon.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, we've got your basic book, which is what you're holding up there, but then obviously we're going to go on to our journal cards.
Let me just show that little board first of all, so it's not confusing. There you are. Now, that's your open book. Of course, if I turn it that way, it probably makes a little bit more sense. Just make sure we can get that all on the camera for you. And of course, you've got the spine that goes down the centre. So if I bring in the other board, you can see exactly what else you get in there. There's the spine. Now, you've got the solid, you've got the lattice work there as well. Beautiful detail in these corners. How fine is that? Aren't they stunning?
That's very fine, isn't it, that one?
Gorgeous. And then we've got the oval with that gorgeous scalloped edge there. You've got the cutouts there, and of course you've got your pages as well. This was very busy earlier. I'm not surprised. I've got some great samples to show you as well. Almost 2/3 of the stock has gone. Now, we will see that twist a little bit later when we get to a demonstration with Julie as well. But you're getting, as we say it quite often here, and it's genuine with this one, isn't it? Scarlet Rose, a lot of metal for your money. There's a lot of weight behind these, isn't there?
There is. A lot of weight.
Absolutely gorgeous. Look at these. These are really beautiful. I mean, I always think when I look at these about sort of guest book ideas as well. You know, you could put lots of pages in if you were at a christening in the future or a wedding, of course.
Well, that's what we were saying, weren't we? Hopefully, fingers crossed now, we're coming to our weddings that we're going to be allowed to have again.
Exactly.
So start getting all your wedding books in, christenings, birthdays. We should all be well, fingers crossed, be able to have our little gatherings again.
Wonderful.
So you've now got your books to give when you go to these things.
You certainly have. Well, we've got a flexi on this one as well. We've got a freedom price as well for you. 2 payments for £21 and 15 pence. I think that was 436391 is the item number for those. Now, you will want some boxes as well, because of course you're making those beautiful cards, you want to present them in a really beautiful way as well. Now, we have got square boxes first of all. Now, there's 10 here. You do get 10 tags with these as well. You can see the tags there. So you could decorate those up. You could leave them plain if you wanted, but I think, you know, make them look pretty along with everything else as well. Only £12.99 for these. 660076. Julie, am I right in remembering from past shows that you can change the depth of these a little bit as well?
On the Pearly Pages, the larger ones, the quick box, we actually bought that out for our bow and our butterfly, but we also found that one of the journal cards will fit quite nicely into it. And there's one on the display at the front when you go back to the front of the counter. But yes, the larger Pearly Pages, which is your oblong one, is the one that you can adjust.
Wonderful. There we are. Absolutely gorgeous. It just makes presentation perfect, doesn't it? Lovely that you've got the finger lifts there as well, so you're not struggling to get the lid off. And then we do have the bigger ones that have just been mentioned, the Pearly Pages. These are the ones that you can adjust. The price is the same, but it's a different item number. 10 of these for £12.99. Just going to pick up one of the boxes that's been put together here. Of course, you've got the bases and you've got the lids as well. You've got the finger lift area. We do have some samples at the front of the counter. Might be able to get back to those in a while. Half the stock of both of these options has now gone. 750458. There we go. Now we do have more for you, but just stay with us, because when we get to Julie, honestly, the samples that Julie's got to share with us. Now, next up with the dies, we've got the Elegant Scroll. Now, I've got boards to show you as well. Now, these could be pockets, of course, for your albums, for your journals, again, inside a card, perhaps.
Yeah, well, that's where they started, you see. They started to be placed on the upper pages of your open book. But when we started to play and Barbara looked at them in a slightly different way, that's where our twist came in, and they became a folded book. And again, like you said, with pockets on, but that's what they were designed for,
Gorgeous.
as you say, as pockets.
Absolutely beautiful. I love the fact that you've got the wording in there as well. The words are cherish and love. I do have boards to show you as well. Now, there's something a little bit more you can achieve with these other than the obvious as well. If we look at this first board, actually, so you can see there the cherish, you get the background, you get, of course, the cherish word cut out, but then if you put, I still hate calling it waste, but the drop-out pieces.
Send them through together.
Yeah, send them through together, and you've got another effect there as well. Same with the love. Same with the flowers as well. So if you were to put the two flower dies together, you would form that frame there. So you've got, obviously, the solid background, you've got the open flower. You know, you've got, these go further than you imagine. Now, they're just the small elements of that set. And of course, oh, let me just get this the right way up. There we are, those pockets. I'm saying right way up. You could use these in various different ways, couldn't you?
Yes, either or.
The detail, again, is absolutely stunning.
And the snippability.
Yeah, definitely. Stencil and ink through these as well, that's what I think. Gorgeous. 2 payments of £22 on this one. 2/3 of the stock has gone, 180111. Now, the next one, let me just pop those boards down. We've got Tumbling Leaves for you next. Another beauty. Look at the birds. We've got the dragonfly in this one as well. And, of course, so decorative again, Julie.
They are.
Lovely. A £3 saving on this one as well. £43.99 is the price, but of course we can split that one down for you again because we've got Flexi available. Remember, anything else you're popping into your basket, if it hasn't got Flexi on and you're buying something that does, you can split the cost as well. So it's the same principle here, Julie, with the dies. If you send through 2 dies together, you can get that third option cut there as well.
But the sprigs on the bottom are the fallouts from the leaves.
Oh, I will show that right now. There we are.
The little veins from the leaves.
They're really useful, aren't they, as well?
Put them with your flowers.
Definitely. So you can see they have fallen from the leaves in the panels here. So well worth keeping every scrap. Again, so much detail in these dies. What beautiful shapes. A lot of metal for your money. We say it a lot, I know, but truly the weight of these and the strength of these dies is absolutely wonderful. 2 payments of £22 for this one. 650214 is the item number. Now, next up, we've got the pages. Now, the first one we're going to show you is the rows. Just going to put those boards down again. Now, this again would make an absolutely beautiful stencil. Julie, you know, there's really nice open spaces there. There's so much detail, so stenciling and spritzing through.
Fill them with glitter.
Yeah, gorgeous.
All sorts you can do with that. And it's 3 panels in one. So you're mirror imaged, so you've got a left and a right joined together with that spine and frame. So it just goes through your machine. I will come to that obviously on my demo, but you just one pass through on your stronger machines with your electrics, a couple of passes on your manuals, and it all just drops out.
Wonderful. I've got samples again to show you. I have got a board. There's another die that we haven't mentioned yet, but we're looking at this one at the moment. And you can see there with that gorgeous spine, the decorative spine there. Again, snippability in this one, paper piecing, that's what I'm seeing. £19.99 if you want to go for the Rose Fancy Double Page. This is your open book die, 249946. Now I'm going to keep hold of that board simply because of course, this is going to apply to our next die set as well, because you've got your butterflies. Now, 40% of the stock has gone. £19.99 for this one, 278424. And once again, you can see that beautiful spine. Lots of snippability in this one as well. If I show you the butterflies on the board again in a second, you'll see that, you know, if you want to cut those out and double them up, you could do acetate behind these again, perhaps, filling in with your alcohol markers. You know, there's lots of different options that you've got. If you want to work with these with your open books, of course, you can get results like this. Julie, I can see those being used on box lids as well.
Yes, yes, we've done that. I haven't brought one with me today, but we've done that. Yes, you can put them all over those boxes.
Gorgeous, absolutely stunning. 278424. Then finally on the counter, we've got the papers for you as well. You'll be seeing more of these, I think, with Julie when we look at some more samples. These are absolutely gorgeous. Let me just open the book so you can see what you've got here. I like the fact with this one, actually, Julie, that you've got the landscape.
Yeah.
These are double-sided, so you could score these in half and you've got decorative, you know, front, back, inside as well.
Yeah, that's what we've got the samples for. They were actually designed to go with the pearly pages in mind, so that when you could just lay your die over the top, it cut it out all in one, and it's the right way up. 'Cause generally they're portrait, aren't they, on these lovely sort of fusion pads. They tend to come portrait, so you'd have to do 2 panels. So we had it designed landscape, so that once you've cut that page out, it's the right way up and you're good to go.
These are beautiful, they really are. And you do get the heart insert plate as well, which I haven't even shown you yet. I'm not showing you all of the pages in there, but you do get 20 sheets. That is absolutely beautiful. The plate is there, if you want to have a look at that. So you can see there, this that you use with your piercing tool, you can mark the little areas and then apply pearls and gems and things like that.
There's one little purple sample there that's got the heart and the, there we go.
Oh, well, let me just show you this. Now you can see the papers here. I've got the hearts to show you as well.
Yeah, that's got the piercing as well.
So if you want to use your open pages, you can do. Absolutely gorgeous, using the cardstock there. There you can see how that little insert plate has been used. So you mark where the gems go and then you've got that perfect placement. Do you know, there's so many gorgeous samples here. You see, straight away I'm coming back to the weddings. We do need to be looking ahead, don't we? And weddings generally need a lot of organising anyway, regardless of everything else. So it will give everybody something to look forward to, I think, if you've got an occasion like that. Beautiful, but of course not just for weddings, you've got so much more besides. £23.99 if you want to go for this bundle, £6 saving, 226723. Now we had a picture come in as well. Oh, I am pleased. This is from Sam. Ah, now, is this following this morning's show?
It would appear so.
This is Sam. She was so inspired by this morning's show about making a journal. This is the twist we were talking about, isn't it? That Sam's had a go with the dies, and this is what she's made.
This is one of our ladies that bought our bows last month, and literally within 24 hours of receiving her Hochanda order, she was posting to us what she'd done. Well done, Sam, you've done it again.
Oh, wow. Oh, thank you for sending that in, Sam, as well. We've got another picture there.
Wow,
there's the front.
Yes, it's definitely, I think it is.
Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
Lovely. Absolutely
a beautiful
lovely.
thing is never perfect. That's a nice sentiment there as well. Do like that. Well, we are going to see more of those journals with Julie, but of course Julie's going to talk us through other aspects of putting together the pearly pages as well. So I'm going to hand it over to you now, Julie.
Right, okay, so if I begin with the basics, how to cut them out and how to layer them together, and we'll move through everything that I've got, like I did this morning. So choose one of the size of your pages. It's really easy. This is the medium one. Pop it down on your piece of card, send it through your machine, and it will cut that out. Okay.
Lovely, nice and easy.
It is really easy. So as I said, this morning we had to get the camera quite close, so it's very difficult. I shouldn't have chosen white really, but I've highlighted it with a pencil. Let the camera come into that. See, I've highlighted it with a pencil. We may pick it up. There's just can you see that? That's an embossed line.
Okay.
And what that is for is to help you line up perfectly into the middle of your spine.
Right.
So what you do now is you choose the spine that goes from edge to edge. This is the medium, and then there's a larger one for your larger back page. Tape it down, send it through, and you will end up with that.
Lovely.
Okay, so there you've got top and bottom a bar. But what you want to do, let me just move that out of the way there because I shall get all mixed up. So what we want to do now on our second size page is we want to get rid of that bar. And to do that, take your spine again, and you'll notice there's grooves. Can you see those little slots there?
Oh yes, yeah.
Layer it. Once you've cut that one out, same procedure, send it through, give yourself a page. Lay your spine back over the top and in between the two embossed lines. And make sure that these slots are over the ends.
Right.
There we go. We're coming in close. Can you see? You can see your work surface through it. There you can't. There you can.
Yeah, of course.
That's what you're looking for. And what that does when you tape it down and send it through, it gives you that edge, an open edge. So if you keep the camera as close where you are there, that's a good shot. That is. So when you layer them on top of each other, you've not got bars running through on every page. Don't worry if you forget, snip them out. I mean, you can snip them out, but by doing it and sending it through the way I've just showed you with the slots, it takes away having to go back and snip them out. So that's done for you.
Very professional.
And literally all you do now is layer them up. So I'm going to do every single one. So there's a straight one, and as you can see straight through. The idea is to have a lovely open trellis that you can put all your beads and all your gems and ribbons running through that trellis. So there's the last one there. So that's one of every page.
Beautiful.
And then cut out with your wire, then a solid spine, and then just layer it over the top. And that...
so everything's sandwiched in between now.
And that is your basic book. You could, if you wish, put one on the back in a different colour, or not cut the trellis out in one of the layers.
Yeah.
So that gives you the colour shining through if you wanted to change it that way.
That's a nice idea.
The straight pages can be changed with your corner punches, your corner dies, your edger dies. So all those things that are lying in your cupboard, bring them back out and change the shapes of these straight pages. These straight pages, again, if you want to go from there, there's a little embossed line that you'll find comes all the way round. This was sort of a happy accident. We made it more solid. We didn't want it thin so that it wouldn't banana.
Okay, yeah.
And you'll find that if the more pressure you put on, say you put a few shims on there, give yourself some more pressure, and that will actually now act like an embossing line. It wasn't meant to be an embossing line, but it was a happy...
It's a nice effect as well.
Yeah, it was a happy accident. Without the pressure, you can't see it, but put some more layers on, give it some pressure, and you end up with an embossed line, which is also perfect to use as a line to cut away. And you can reduce these pages, go through each one of those diamonds, so you can now bring this last page smaller, smaller, smaller.
Of course.
So you could do mini books as well. So it's more than what you first... Look, you could snip those off and turn them inwards. Yeah. And then do your scallops going as a border now.
Yeah,
so
that's another idea.
Look past the original first thing that you see.
Also, with that embossed frame that you can see there as well, if you've got some of the corner embellishments, it's a great place to sort of line up with as well. To get things perfectly, you know, lined up on each corner. Yeah,
and if I just show you a little tip here, before you put, when you've done your page to that stage there, if you then go between those embossed lines, score, and then don't move your ruler. Take it up against your ruler like that, and then fold it over. Because if you start to do this, you might buckle. This is open, obviously. It's, you know, it's made it a bit thinner, so you don't want to buckle that trellis. So that's a way of doing that. And if you want to curl the pages, just go over the edge of your table or over a rolling pin or a bottle, and that's where you get your curve. You can either put pads underneath if you want them to stay solid, or you can just leave them loose, and on each separate page you can put something different.
I do like that effect.
Yeah. So if I just quickly bring that back in, because there was more, we've got our oval there, which you can snip, and I'll show it you on this one. If you snip that away, so you've now got two out of one. You've now got a scallop frame and an oval. So play with these things. Layer up your ovals there. Again, one inside the other will create frames. We've got our corners. but then of course it doesn't have to be corners. We can snip that bit off, do 2, run them down the spine, run them down the sides, go around all 4 corners. Oh, catching ourselves. Go on all 4 corners and make frames. So literally play.
Lots of options, isn't there?
Yeah, literally, you must have to play with these things. And this is how we come up with the journaling cards, which I'm going to be showing you in a moment or two, and which what Sam's done by watching the morning one. We started with our open books, and then we moved on to doing what we said there, but closing them up slightly, so that we've now got a more solid book, but with a wide spine at the back.
Oh, that is lovely. You could have a whole series of those on a shelf in your craft room.
And what I've done is I've cut down that large spine and then overlap them. So if I bring this part of the demo in here, that'll show you. So because we said it was geometric, you can mess about with the spines.
Yeah.
There's your original, but start cutting out, snipping, and look at all the different shapes you can bring out
really
of that.
Different.
I mean, that's only 2 that I've tried, but I mean, you could take lots of different variations. I mean, you could go all the way to the top, and then that looks like triangle zigzags all the way down if I'd have done it again. So play with those spines. And also,
I wonder if you layered a couple of those up, how it would look. Have you tried that?
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean, you could make bookmarks
pink one
out of
onto
it.
the darker pink. I don't know if it would look right or not, but
I don't know.
Just
you could. Well, it hides underneath, doesn't it, because it's geometric?
No, the
that
bright
way,
pink
oh,
onto
there
the dark
we go.
one.
All that way, all like
that
what you just said. Yeah. Oh God, yes. See, do you see what I mean? How like 2 crafters together.
That's really effective.
So we can
just put the bright pink on the burgundy one as well, Julie, to see if that works.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Now look at that. Now I didn't see that this morning, and Catherine's just walked in and saw that. So literally, start playing with these things. Little bits of scrap paper. Don't use your best stuff, and start having a play around with what you can cut out and what you can layer. But also, again, as we said, not just a spine. If we're doing our gatefold cards, I worked out that it was we didn't design it this way, but when I was playing, I found that one there, cut the first one out, and then it literally lines up and cut the second one out, and you can make the front of your gatefold lattice.
Yep.
So
Beautiful.
we've got like this. I mean, you could wind things through the trellising. I didn't have time, as I said this morning, I thought about this literally yesterday. If you did lots of these side by side, halfway up, that could be a trellis fence. And then put a tree, and then put some flowers. So use this for a trellis fence. Use it to put an insert or an aperture into your half cards. There we go, like that, look. Or just cut it out separate and run it up the side of a card like that.
Very nice.
So, I mean, it's just more and more and more. And by snipping it down, and I'll bring this in. Oh, here's one before I might as well show you this. Cut a page out. I haven't got time to make a full book. OK, no problem. Score it, and score the other one. Fold them over. And then you've just got one plain fronted card like that. And then we've got room to put all our ribbons and pearls.
That's lovely.
It doesn't have to be a book. And we can adjust the size of those spines, which will lead me lovely into these journals. There's our normal spine.
Yeah.
But cut it down the middle and overlap it, and now we've made a smaller spine. So we've gone from, there's our original size there, but we can trim it down and go smaller. And then obviously if you want to make smaller books, you might want a smaller spine.
Yeah.
So
do you know,
just
surprising the difference it makes to the overall look, isn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
Just to bring that in.
And that's where this came in. This came in first, and then I thought, well, actually, I could do that on the big books as well.
That's just perfect for threading your ribbon.
Absolutely. So there I've showed you the spines. There I've showed you adjusting the spines. So let's get on to these twists. Adam's work this morning.
Sam's watching. I bet she's going to be making another one.
Wonderful, what you did this morning. So here we go. These are our journal cards.
These are so pretty.
It first looks like we've done a normal open book like we've showed you before. However, when you start to look, we've got pockets here. We've got pockets there. We've got pockets there, which is your flourish on the back. We've got the backings of your cards there. We've got another pocket there. We've got another pocket. So many, I'll lose it. There we go. There's another one there.
those little tabs that you pull in those pockets, those little...
And there's that. So all of your lovely
outward.
pads now.
Yeah.
Not just our pad, because obviously everybody buys all companies' different pads.
Yeah.
Ours, anybody else's, you can start using them now as your journals. Look, we've done like, there's your flourish there used as a pocket. Lots of little tuck-ins, just a little circle on the top. Tuck your butterflies in, tuck your tabs in. Here, we've put like a little band round that spine.
That's clever.
So without putting the trellis in, done it solid, put a band round it, there. But we could have done
tuck
three
a little
little
pen in there or something as well.
You could. I mean, you could put a feather in there.
Yeah, that would look nice.
You know, so that's your open book journal. And then
that's a lovely idea.
Honestly, but this is Barbara's baby, so I've got to show you because she'll say, you didn't show my books. So this one, little magnet to hold that ribbon together.
Oh, this is so pretty.
But
I did have a sneaky peek at this earlier.
This is that half-folded card. I mean, let's just bring it back in again so you can see. So this has now turned into this. And that is lots of those stuck together. I'll show you in a second, but let's go through what's in it first. I've put the flourish pocket on the front of here with room for your pockets. Let's go. I mean, this was already pre-done in one of these ephemera packs, but somewhere to put those and use tabs. Look, we've got a tab there.
It's really pretty.
We've got a tab there. We've got a tab there. We've got a tab there. And like we said this morning, you could give this to somebody. Let's say it was their 18th birthday. You could do 18 tabs numbered.
Yeah.
And they pull each one, and each one says something different, and the last one's got the money on.
Or put a photograph of every year.
Exactly.
So starting from birth, age 1, 2,
exactly.
so
How
on and so
wonderful
on.
could we make these? And we've put that front and back, and there another one there. So just get that one out of the way.
Such a pretty little
now,
journal.
I mean, I'm showing you these very, very quickly, but Barbara has done some videos with just her chatting and going through these for you, just to show you quicker than, you know, because I've got to do these very quickly. But let's bring the purple one in because this has used those peel-offs that we've got on the show. We've used the flourish on the front. Again, here's our tab. There's our peel-off because we got black in, that's our pad, so we've got black in our pad, so we thought the black peel-off would work. We've got another tab. We've got another tab. That's just a circle. Make the circle into a little tab. Stick it in. There's another, there's our peel-off again. So if I just bring in these plain pieces of card, and it really is simple. So, for your open book this way, you'll require 2 for each layer because that's how either side you'll get your pockets, either side of that spine. So, I'll keep that in shot. So, for this one, you'll cut one out, plain, don't do nothing to it. Then your second one, you'll cut out and put on the top. Now, you can, if you want to, either draw around a glass or a circle die, or if you've bought our Pearly Pages, you could use this and make an oval cutout or a square cutout.
You want with that, really,
anything that you want to do there, any of your stencils, drawing, that's a pocket. So now what you would do for an opener there, you would glue across the bottom and up the top. Bearing in mind this is already glued.
Yeah, where the
so
spine is.
you glue there and glue there. That gives you your open top.
Yeah.
Or you glue there and you glue there, and that gives you your side opener. And then you make as many of those as you want, and then just do, like I showed you before, just layer them on top of each other. I mean, we've got 3 there. 1, 2, 3, which would have been 6 pages, if that makes sense. So 2 makes 1. So we've got 3 layers there. But you can do as many as you want.
You could also put a strip of glue or red liner tape down the centre of the page where it opens at the side as well, and have a double pocket there.
Could,
so you've got 2
honestly, you could start doing. You could do pockets on pockets. I mean, it really is so simple.
Fold
but
out
the
pages
effect
as
is
well,
wonderful.
So concertina bits
Honestly,
you could really
I mean,
go
we've
to
only
town.
Barbara's been doing these for the last week, but you watch till we get to the next one. She'll be going crazy. She's fell in love with doing these. Now, again, same principle again, like I showed you before with this one. All that is that's turned into that. Score it down the middle. Score it down either side of the trellis. Fold it over like I showed you against there so you don't buckle it. Now glue that together and make loads of these. And again, you either go across the bottom and up the top for your top opener, or you go across the side and across the side. You've already glued this, giving you your side opener. Start putting your pockets on, all your embellishments like we said. Let's bring it in again. So all your embellishments and that, you would put on each one of those pages. When you're happy with how many that you've got, just glue one to the other.
That's really
just build them up
as well, isn't it?
And then, I mean, Mum has got these little clamps, but I mean anything really, just to hold it together while it's drying.
Yeah.
And then you end up with that really solid, which, I mean, if the camera comes up again,
as you put it down
you
on the
can see
counter
that
there.
just stands up beautifully. And we thought we'd call them
lovely thing to
journal
gift.
cards. So if I show you this last one, it'll lead me nicely into the fancy pages. We've used one of those fancy pages on the front because they are mirror image And if you score them down the middle, like I said, and you fold them, glue them together, you end up with that solid front there. We haven't put one on the back on this one. We've left it open like the pockets there, like we normally show, like we showed you on all the other pages. But you could have done front and back with a fancy page.
Again, it looks very pretty, doesn't it?
But each one is done, like I said, each one is done separately. You're just choosing where you put those layers. So, I mean, look at this. We've got a pocket. We've got pocket. This is our flourish, elegant scroll, or I keep calling it flourish, but I think it's elegant scroll. Or tinted. Tint them with your gems. I nearly said I got that on the brain. So here's all your layers, all your little glitter pens. So you're bringing all the stuff that you might have had in a drawer, and I'm fed up of just doing a card with that.
Yeah, do you know, it showcases all your favourite papers as well. The ones that you don't want to cut into too much because you just love them that much.
You just love them, but this is such a nice way of doing it. And as I say, I've had to rush through this. You can appreciate that I am against the clock. But literally, if you go onto our YouTube channel and our website, Barbara has recorded, and I'll just bring this up just to show you in advance something that I'm going to be showing you in a moment. This is off the flourishes. I'll just turn the background. Off our flourishes pockets, you can make an upstand, and I'll show you that in a moment. But, I mean, you imagine giving that to somebody. You imagine that Christmas. Yeah. Vintage Christmas. Gorgeous. Even funky cards. I mean, you don't have to go vintagey. You can do really funky, all your bright colours.
You can be teenage themes.
Literally, all these mixed medias. ILL, is he that guy who does that fantastic
All Create.
That's it. He's fantastic, sort of. You could go that sort of way as well.
Janet's little stamps.
Yeah,
it doesn't
gothic-y. It doesn't have to be vintage. Don't look at just because we love vintage, but that could go gothic. That could go like really futuristic to give to teenagers. Doesn't have to be vintagey. As I said, Barbara's done these YouTube videos that you go, and all she's doing is just walking you through it and just showing you slowly, giving you time to look at everything, because you can appreciate we do have to rush on here. So if I just move these out the way, and let's get on to our pockets. Am I okay to move on to the pockets? Do we need to have a chat?
We can go straight into it if you like, Julie.
Great. Okay, so let's get on to these pockets then. So as I've showed you, there's upstands, you can do pockets, you can just use them as corners and cutouts. So, you do your spine as I showed you before, edge to edge, and then on your smaller pages you've got the slots again, which cuts into this pattern so that it all layers over the top of each other. So what you will do is you'll take your wire or your flourish, depending on what effect you want, but for this one I've taken the wire off this one and I've cut a solid out. So what you will do is you will marry it up to your spine there, literally flip it over. You will have scored, sorry, I should have told you this, you score between the two sides first to give you your fold. Put it over your ruler like I showed you, just gives you that bit of a crease. So when you've lined it up to your spine, you literally just flip him up at the top, flip him up at the side, and that's it. It's done, it's on there. And it's as hard as that, which isn't that hard.
Do you know, I love that as well, Julia, because again, you're adding strength to the corner of the pages as well.
Well, as I say, we give you these tabs, but you don't have to use them. I mean, you can cut them off if you wish, like we have on the books. Yeah. You'll notice on those journal books, we haven't actually used the tabs. What we've done there is we've cut the tabs away and just glued down the two sides and attached it, but it still leaves you the pocket.
Yeah, of course.
They're there to use or not, entirely up to you. Where's my little box one? There we go. If you can do them round the page or on top of the page, which gives you a bit more depth. Yeah. Or, and I'll bring this to camera because we got a good shot this morning, if you score it twice, so you score it on the normal one that you'd score, then a second one, fold them over, and you end up with, there we go. Can you see that?
I can see that very clearly.
So there, what we've got there, is when that sits on the card, it makes it even deeper still.
So we're making like a good idea. Yeah,
on the box. So
this
is why
more embellishments on the little tag that goes in the pocket.
You can get more in there, especially if that was on the front of one of your journals and you were giving gift vouchers or whatever. You can then bring the fronts even more forward. So we put these tabs on for you to use or not. It's entirely up to you. So we've done our solid. I'll just flop him around there like that. Pretend I've wrapped it round. Okay, so now we've taken our flourish. Now the leaves and the flourish work exactly the same, but I'm doing it with a flourish just for, because I think this one shows up a little better on screen. So I've took all the tabs off that. Now this is where you start to play. You can go right up to the edge there,
Yeah.
or you can bring it back a bit, or you can go right to the colour. So you're changing that depending on where you want it to be. You could cut out a section and layer it up.
Oh, that's
I mean,
nice.
I can see there's a heart in there. There's a smaller heart in there. There's a corner. There's another corner. So that has become lots of different, it's become corners on your book.
Yeah.
It's become another smaller pocket,
Exactly.
like we showed you on the journals.
Pockets, haven't you, straight away?
And if you want to do smaller books on these smaller pages, you might not want, that's probably not the right, there we go. You might not, obviously you won't want the whole of that one. You could, but it'll overhang. But you can trim it down to that size, and it also fits the larger page.
You can definitely tailor-make these to each project, can't you?
Yeah, I'll flip it over. I mean, I know it's purple on purple, but you can see. So it's still in proportion for the large
it looks nice,
page.
actually, those two different shades
So
together.
we've done one size. We thought we'd go for the middle size because you can go smaller and it still looks good on the bigger one. So if I bring these in here, this will just show you just two options there, what we've done. So there's the solid, put your labels in. There's the flourish. And then what you can do, if we get this one the right way around, we can put that on there. If I put a white one behind, get rid of that tab. Put the white one behind so that you can see. Play around and make it a drop shadow. Look. So you're changing it again.
It changes,
because you've got that bar.
Just those little differences.
Yeah, you can trim it down and move it up or down. Look.
Yeah.
So don't just think it's got to be as it is. And as we said this morning, do several together. Put a tassel on the bottom. You're making bookmarks to go with your books or separately.
They'd be nice tucked in the pages as an extra little gift as well.
Exactly. So all what you're seeing, all these tabs that come with this can be the tabs that go in your journal.
Yep.
So we're mixing and cross-pollinating all of our products together.
Beautiful.
So when we've done that, let's think, we need something to stick them on, and I showed you with that one. There's one, there's two, there's three. Stands.
This is such a good idea.
Stands. And as we said, these can be tiaras for kids' parties, prince and princesses. We've got our upstands here. I'm showing you the backs.
Talking of princesses, that almost looks like a little crown.
Well, that's it.
We didn't have the fold in the centre.
And when we can have hen parties, put a veil on the back of that, and some elastic. You've got your hen for the hen do's and stuff, and that's the inside. And these are so simple to do. This is your flourish or your leaf pocket. They work exactly the same. All we do, let's get them in the right order for you. So just depending on how thick your card is, this is a 250, 240, 250. You can use your thinner card, you just do more layers.
Yeah, of course.
So cut them out, take the tab off that side. So if I put it that way up, that was the way you were looking at it before. So let's put it on its side. So take one side off, and that's the bit that you'll join together. Then on these, you take all the tabs off. And then you will start to just layer them on top, depending on whether you need 2 or 3. Okay. And you'll end up with this. I mean, you can see how, using your wet glue, how solid they get. And then this is where you make a choice of how you join them together. You may join them together just simply like that, so that you can decorate those spines like we've done here. Or, and I need the camera, those wonderful camera guys to come in, we can go bend them over and go over the top like that. I'll get my thumb out the way in 1 second. There we go.
Oh, we can see, lovely.
And we can do it solid like that and then just put the diamonds down the back. So really, it is your choice how you put these things together. So if I bring some in for you, there's a smaller one. So these are the smaller pages, trim it down, and we can make smaller pockets. These are the ovals from the base, the normal Pearly Pages set, this one. Here's the butterflies. So I'll bring this on here.
What about babies again as well, Julie? You could make a book that's...
yeah, I'll
you could
stand
put all
this
the
one up.
Yeah, the milestones in.
I'll stand that one up. So not only have you got your pockets has turned into your card stand as well.
Look at that.
So that's more than what you first looked at. Oh, I don't really need that pocket, but oh my goodness, I can make all my card stands. And if that sells it to you, fantastic, because you can use it for everything else as well as your card stands. So I'll bring that one in there to our overheads. So this is a solid, different layers. Oh, that's just paper. on that layer. It doesn't have to be card on every layer, front and back.
Well, it's nice to leave those blank pages as well, so you can fill in afterwards of your gifting for someone to write in there as well. We've got just under 15 minutes left, Julie, just for a time
no
check.
problem, we're doing wonderful for time. So we've got to snippability, decoupage them out. Just put that little bit of card under that little bit of die, send it through and just cut out these. Sometimes you have to just fussy cut the edge just to make it match up, but it's really not a problem. And these are just labelled pages out of gardening books. So reuse your gardening books, your recipe books.
You could pop some seed packets in there as a gift if you were going to gift that
I think you said that the last time, and pop the seeds in and put a ribbon on the seed packet. Now this, I'll just move that over the side here. I think I've thrown it out the way to show you, but this is just the normal flower from the set that you've bought. And these middle ones, if you get a quilling tool and just roll the ends over, when they roll in, they look more like a little chrysanthemum.
Or it could be the centre of a flower,
exactly. So play around, and here's our lab. Now this one, we haven't gone from the outside in, we've gone from the inside out.
Okay.
So I would have trimmed, I'll put it on the top here, but you could have trimmed the side and just stuck that and then left your pocket on the bottom. Oh, that's a good shot. As you can see, that was just a quilling tool, just quilling it and turning it over. So you've changed it from the flat flower to the middle flower.
Lovely, aren't
I mean,
they?
literally,
almost
these
like little rosettes.
Well, you could do them back to back and do little twiddlers in them, like your card that dangles with a wire. Put two back to back.
Yeah.
Pom-poms. I just did a quick one here, just to show you, if you want to just do an A4 folded card, use those flourishes as just an embellishment to the corner. That just shows you the butterflies. That's your base wire, that's your filigree bit, but you do them together and that's where you get your frame. So now you can do a frame with your butterfly in the middle of the frame. Or might not show, just about shows, we've got colour on colour, so it looks, there we go.
Yeah, lovely.
Thanks, lads. Colour on colour makes it look like it's embossed.
It does,
so literally play with what you've got. I've got time actually, so we've got 15, just very briefly bring these in. I might even get a chance to do these flipping peel-offs. I didn't have time this morning.
Don't forget about those.
Crazy this morning.
Involved with the dyes and the different ideas there. Don't forget about those peel-offs, those beautiful, beautiful layering peel-offs as well. Don't forget to check your baskets out this hour as well. This is the second hour with Julie today. The open book is extremely busy. I am not surprised actually, so many ideas are being thrown around this hour, and we've seen that Sam, straight away from watching shows this morning, went ahead and started making one of those lovely journals herself. Back to you, Julie, because I know you've still got more to show us.
I have. If I can get briefly through these. I mean, as I said, we can do smaller books. So that was your smaller book with the wide spine, and then your smaller book crossed over to make your, like we said before, your normal book before we wrote those journals.
I'm just going to let everybody know 80% of the stock has gone when it comes to those pages as well, so don't miss out the open book.
Yeah, do it like an easel card. So it doesn't have to be a flat open card. There we come. There we go. Lovely. Look at that.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Wonderful. So we can do the small book as an easel card. As we said, we've got babies. There's any season for babies, isn't there?
I think
although after lockdown we might have quite a few more, I think.
Yeah, I think everybody needs to be stocking up on their baby items.
So all I've done there is I've put a back on it, so it's not see-through, and then drop the pearls into the hole. That's one way of doing it. There's an atlas.
Oh, nice.
So we've turned the atlas pages. Cookbook. Use your cookbook pages to make the pages. And then there's just a plain one there. I say plain. I use that term loosely. But, you know, I mean, literally, when you start playing with these items, it's just, for what can I say, anything. So if you want to have a little natter, and I'll get these peel-offs out.
Okay, we'll have a little bit of a recap then, if we may, because, of course, we've been very busy, actually, during this hour again. Let's go back to the Pearly Pages, the open book, the nested die set. It's there on the screen for you. 2 payments of £23.50. We're looking at something else at the moment on the screen, but the details are there for the Pearly Pages. 436391 is the item number. Let's see if we can just move along a little bit so you can see these. I've got the board, actually, here, so let let me just find that. Again, there's a couple of boards. Will make more sense, won't it? Because we've got the details on the screen for this one. If I turn the board, first of all, this way, so you can see this is the way you generally use those pages. So that's the open book, that's the base for you. So you've got the two different sizes there. And then, of course, you also get the dies to make your actual pages. You've got the ovals as well. You've got the spines, and we've seen different ways of working with those spines, how you can elongate those, how you can bring the size in, how you can score them and fold them. Of course, you've also got those gorgeous corners as well, and lots of snippability. So there you are. You've got the flexi-buy option as well, so you can spread the cost. 2 payments of £23.50. We're almost at limited stock on this one now. 436391. Now, I was just stood behind the elegant scroll a minute ago, and we're going to show you that again now and bring the details in. Oh, we're limited stock on this one. Do you know, I'm not surprised, I've got to say. Watching Julie there with all those different ideas and the fact that you can use this as a stand, I just think opens up so many more opportunities for you as well. I adore the labels here as well, those tags, because you've got the solids, you've got the filigree. Again, if you run those through together, you can get that frame. Same with the butterflies. You know, you've got lots of different options here again. 2 payments of £22 on this one, because again, you've got a flexi-buy, and it's item number 180111. Then moving on from there, the tumbling leaves, these are so pretty. Let me pick the board up again because I want to, in fact, there's one just disappeared into a box. Let me just grab that for you. Because don't forget, the fallout pieces from the leaves themselves on this larger board, you can also use. Let's just have a quick look at this first. The spine with the leaves in there again, those beautiful birds. Again, run the dies through together so you get that third option. You will find more ways, I'm sure. The same with the wording, the same with the dragonflies and the flowers. And there you can see those drop-out pieces from the actual leaves, which make perfect ferns and little sprays and sprigs to go in with your flower arrangements. Item number there is 650214, and there's a £3 saving on this one as well, £43.99. And again, I think we can split the cost on that one, can't we? Yes, we can, of course we can. There is 2 payments of £22. Then we have the rose, another beauty. Do you know what? If you want to emboss with this, if you want to spritz through this, you know, make a stencil from this, it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm bringing the board in because, of course, on the board here we can see we have got the rose there with that spine. Again, lots of options. Julie again explained how you could score this, use this to coat your outer cover of a journal or a card as well. Half the stock has gone. Item number 249946, just £19.99. And then, of course, on the same board here, but a different item for everyone at home, is the butterfly option. Half the stock there has gone also. Again, lots of ways you could work with this, overlaying onto your acetate, colouring in, paper piecing. You've got so many ideas. £19.99, 278424. And then, of course, we've got the paper pad as well. Oh, this has been busy. I'm not surprised. 80% of the stock has gone. We've got some wonderful cards here to show you, but also looking at those journals, you know, those lovely journals that Julie was showing us there. If you like vintage, these are going to lend themselves absolutely perfectly, because not only are you getting, of course, the card stock, and there's 20 sheets, which are all double-sided. You can cut into these, you can score these, you can make your card blanks, you can make your pages, you can do whatever you wish with these. So many elements just to cut out as well. And what I love about this is you've got those sort of muted colours, but you've also got the brighter colours in there as well, and such a lot of detail. They are truly beautiful. I'd get an extra one of these, actually. You will get the heart insert plate, but you know what? It doesn't hurt to have an extra one of those, does it? Or maybe gift one to someone. I don't think you could just buy one of these. You need more than one. 226723 is the item number. We are limited stock on that one as well. The heart plate is there as well. Let me just find that little card just so you can see. Obviously, you can use that for placing your gems, just pricking out holes as well. I presume, Julie, you could prick out the holes and do some stitching in there as well.
Yeah, and stitch through. Yes, of course you can.
Lovely idea. Gorgeous. Those pieces of cardstock, do you know, they are divine. 226723, as I say, for that one. Now, the filigree flutters. Now, this is our bundle. Don't forget, there's a free gift with this one as well. You do get the A5 stamp set, which is stunning. I've got to say, the detail in the wings of the butterflies and the dragonfly. You also get the ultra-size layering peel-offs. Now, you can use those individually or layer them together to get the different effects. And then, of course, you're getting the free gift as well. 85 individual butterflies or dragonflies for free. There's 5 sheets, there's 17 on each, so it's a really huge bonus. Plus, on top of that £4 saving, it doesn't get much better. £25.98, item number 214265. Check those baskets out, everyone. Now, we've got about 5 minutes left, Julie. Maybe we've got time just to say a little
quick
bit more.
as I can then. We were talking about dropouts because I didn't show you, I showed you this morning. All these are the dropouts from that flourish set. Look at the flowers I've made.
Oh, wow.
Don't waste those.
Definitely
and
not.
just a little Christmas card.
That's a good idea, isn't it?
That's those. And I just,
how sweet is
and then that's the dropouts from your flourishes.
Yep.
So
Little
don't waste
sprigs of
anything.
food.
Use them on your 12 by 12s. So one on each corner, so that could go into your scrapbooking. That's the Christmas card and the photo of the person that gave it to you. So that's just another thing.
Beautiful.
These literally will take me a second. Don't forget your fancy dies. It's 3 in 1.
Yep.
Work on half, turn it round, work on the other half. It's a large die.
Of course.
So we've got so busy, I forgot to tell you about that one. But let's very, very quickly, and it's as simple as this. Grab him by the wings. They're a thinner, it's not like the traditional rubbery type peel off.
Yeah.
It's like a thin acetate. So hold him by his wings, drop him down. So if I'm just going to use it like that, there's my topper. Boom, done.
You really don't see the edge, do you? Hardly
You
at all
don't,
as
you
well.
don't. When you look closely, there's a little tiny bleed, which when you want to cut them out, you just follow that and it gives you the perfect edge. Literally, there we are. They don't, it's fine. You can touch them. It doesn't affect the sticky. Pick it up by its wings again. Put the body down first and then just let the wings go. And that's it. And look at that. So that is now a layered butterfly.
Yeah.
It is so easy to do. And if we've got time, I think we've got a few seconds. If I throw some, I was going to be able to show you the stamping, but I think we are running out of time. But if we bring in 2 at a time.
Okay.
So there's peel-offs, those black peel-offs on their own,
effective?
and stamps, black peel-offs on its own, and stamps.
Beautiful.
Over copper card. Just a little tiddly one, just a quick and easy. There we go again. There's a layered one onto acetate.
You know,
so
I was
we've
just
got
going to say how effective to put on acetate.
plain,
so you
yeah,
lift the
your
wings.
acetate sticks up there. We've got another plain one there, only just a little bit of an accent. There's another one there. There's all your corner dies. Let's bring it into shot a bit. That one is hard to see. Really. There we go. See, that's a layered one again onto your acetate.
If you do that with the acetate and layer them, you could trap some nylon thread in between and dangle them in windows.
Of course you can. And there's another one there. Look, that's layered over gold card. So the clear ones will take up the colour of whatever card that you've put over. And then obviously you've got your silvers and your golds to layer up. Okay. Last one there and last one there. And I think we've managed to get that in.
Beautiful. And you can see the stamps have been used in the background.
Shadow in the background. As I say, I haven't had time to show you, but literally pat, 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 down, done. Perfect. They are so easy.
Oh, wonderful. Now, for anyone that's just tuned in, can we very quickly, Julie, just have another look at those journals, because we've been very busy on those dies
because,
again.
I mean, look at this. This is that page, as we said, scored in half, stuck together, layer them up like that. Look, can you see how thick that is?
The strength of that, you
the
can
strength
totally
of that.
appreciate that with
and
the
then
glued edges.
All of your flourish corners and your leaf corners make your pockets, like I showed you, and you've got all your places here. Let's bring it back into shot there. All your tabs, depending on whether you glue the sides for your side openers or down the sides for your top. I mean, look at this. All these pages, lace. I mean, look at all these lace. It does get addictive. I mean, Mum was sitting there thinking, what can I put on this and what can I put on that? What colour do you think, Julie? And I was like, this colour and that colour, green. You know, the two of us in the office, it was just like, where do we stop? And in fact, she didn't.
Do you know what
and
I mean, you know what's coming up as well, don't you? Of course,
Mother's
we've got the one-day
Day.
special. We've got Phil as well with all the butterflies. So if you want the tabs to create the tabs,
cross-pollinate
like
between stock you've already got from other companies. I mean, we all work together and it's fantastic. So anything that you've bought today or tomorrow or last week will go with these bases. Let's bring that purple one back in again. So that's the flourish one. So there's the flourish one. Pockets for your tabs. We've got the top. We've got the sides. There's your peel-offs. And as I said, Barbara has done these YouTube videos.
The butterflies and dragonflies. I think it makes those little.
And she won't rush through it. She'll take time to literally just say, well, I did this bit of dye and I did that bit of paper and I did that bit. So have a look at those if you want to. You're quite welcome to come on our YouTube channel and have a look at those. Or obviously go back on Rewind, because we're here for 60 days on Rewind. And there's your open one again with all those layers, all those pockets, all those hidden little messages to people. I mean, that has gone from, and as lovely as that is, If that's your thing to do, then plain. But just look where your
These
journey
so
will
pretty,
take
they
you
really are.
to a journal
Oh, I
card.
can see so many people at home
Yeah.
now thinking, this is what I'm going to do next. This is what I want to achieve. I want to make some of those journals. I'm going to gift them. I'm going to keep for myself. Julie, you've worked so hard this hour as well. You must be absolutely exhausted.
Parched. I could spit feathers.
It's been a very busy hour, but I've got to say to everybody, do check those baskets out. Of course, don't miss out. I mean, we've gone limited stock on some things. The paper pad, just watching the journals again there. If you haven't got papers in mind, please, have we got stock left of that? Because I know we'd gone limited on that. It's hanging on there. Oh, we have got some extended stock, so if you do miss out there because it's about to go, do go for that. I would definitely be multi-buying on those
We can get our printer in to do some more. Burn the candle or midnight oil and get in to do some more for us.
And do, as I've said, do think ahead about the one-day special we've got today as well in Phil's Weekend Wow, because the stamps and the dies that are in there are going to work so beautifully alongside everything else that we've seen here as well in all those different sizes. Just have a blast. Julie, I've so enjoyed that show. That was absolutely delightful.
Lovely. It's been lovely. It's lovely when you really believe in your product, I think, and then it shows. You just want to tell everybody about it.
Amazing job. More coming up though, so do stay with us. I'll give you the menu.